Sometimes in our life, worries are inevitable, tests that need to be passed to move on with life and face tomorrow. But if you have not experienced it, you are very lucky, my friend, because many around us want something similar to your situation, but it is only a dream to them, never happened. So be thankful and appreciate what life you have now, because the world is round, and we do not know what tomorrow has. Use it to live well, properly, and to others that you feel you have nothing to rely on but yourself, as of the endless suffering you are going through, and you do not want to see that all your loved ones are suffered. But they endure, because that is the only place they know where they are. Because of that world of yours, you can sometimes think of just have a willingness to risk, because you expect nothing but yourself. Friends, please join me in continuing the story of my life. Our long-awaited final stage is finally over, and here we are now with the other participants who just finished dancing and also waiting for all the results. And here are those who passed the test on a piece of paper carried by an employer. The list came from the jurors to stick it out there for most of us to see, because numbers are the signs in each group, and our choreo went there alone on the paper side, then returned immediately to our location and said that the owner of our studio is going to have a party again because our group passed the test, meaning if it's on the list, it is possible to have a license, which they used to call it a blue card. And that means if you have a blue card, you can go abroad. So we went back to the studio. Everyone was smiling, as well as all the people who were there. So much fun at the studio that the disco is until morning. I don't want the night to have an end. And after 2 days rest at home, studio personnel called the 5 of us to come there, because there are supposed to be 2 different Japanese employers coming to our studio that day. Different employers in different parts of Japan. They also want to see us. But which of them wants to take the group will be our Japan side employer. And it said that we should also be able to have a proper posture since it is necessary to the future job. And when I saw the first employer, I was stunned. Due to the first time saw a foreigner. So maybe that the employer facing me thought that I had attracted him. Then he immediately told to his translator that right away I was going to do a pictorial or photo shoot. And I said, what? I haven't even been interviewed yet. Meaning, they take a lot of photo shoots from the pictorial to take to Japan and show it to the future boss. But what else can I do? I also want to live abroad as soon as possible. So I agreed. Then our head employer in the studio said that they need to take the whole group and not just one person, because we are a group that will dance in every shows there. The Japanese employer said that he would make a call to his boss in Japan and they would talk first. So we just have to wait. While waiting, we all went first to the other studio building to audition to another Japanese employer because they need groups to have shows at their hotel in Japan. Many groups lined up there just came from different studios. They are all beautiful and good posture, very professional looks while standing. When the interview was over, the Japanese employer said that he needed 20 people to have shows at their hotel in Japan because they have 2 hotels. So they divided into 2 groups of 10 people in each group, and our group was included of the chosen people. We were very happy then, but we need to make friends with the rest of who will become our group of another 5 as well for us to be 10 persons in a group. And then the Japanese employer selected all 20 people and divided us already into two groups. Our stock music will be different from other group because before we go to our destination, we need to have stocks of music and dance steps so that it is easy to form dances if we do not have enough music and steps that we will study starting tomorrow. And there are 15 music in all, and it has different steps because we are going to do a show time there. It's really need a lot of stocks when it comes to show time is concerned. Because there is no choreographer there who will teach us. We are just us. When our pictorial is over and we are on our way to go home, our studio employer suddenly called me, and he said that the first Japanese employer who looked at us would like to talk to me and wanted to see me alone without my group members. I said, why only me? My group mates also told me to just go because there is just something to say. And our studio employer will accompany me, so I agreed. When we reached the office of the Japanese employer, his translator immediately said that I was the only one chosen and not with the group. I was surprised there. Our studio employer says that it cannot be alone. It should be with a group. And his translator said that I'm gonna have a big salary, that the advance payment also big. When our studio employer asked how much, he wondered why in the first timer like me, it was like the fifth timer was being budgeted to be my salary. Suddenly, I felt nervous. I thought there was something different here. Our studio employer did not agree, but the other side told to his translator that he would just double it, just to agree to the side of our studio. I think I was even more scared. So I just told them that I would think about it first, and I'll just call them, because the Japanese was giving me a calling card and for taxi fare, since it was already dark outside. And why so I was given then? And I think that would be too much if it was just the taxi fare. I also accepted because I was afraid to walk home alone since it was dark outside. But while I was in the taxi, I was really confused as to why is that person willing to release such a large budget. I remember when I first faced him at the audition, there should be an interview, but it did not happen. He wants me to do a pictorial right away without my group. I was just a little impressed with him because I saw a Japanese for the first time in my life. I was just amazed at how he looked, that's all. Which one should I choose? What would my life be like if I agreed to be there alone because of the big budget? And it said that I only have a week to wait and I can fly immediately, which in fact will take 2 weeks to process the paperwork, the fastest for a first-timer, while with them it was only a week. Why they can speed it up? But I also thought that I needed to help my poor family in our province because I heard something from our family acquaintance that my father doesn't go to the rice fields much anymore because he seems to be feeling ill. I really want to help them and be able to send something. Every day I was thinking about which one I would choose. Those one with a group, or I am the only one and can fly immediately and have a big budget. Let's see in my next story what decision I make to be my life in Japan. May you never tire of keeping track of every stage of my crawling towards my little dream for my loved ones. Thank you for watching. We'll see you then. God bless everyone and the whole world.